Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we are going to get our hands dirty with Pandas.
Ooh,
It's
fun.
this Python library that's just everywhere in data science.
It really is like you
Yeah.
can't avoid it. If you're in data science, you are going to run into pandas.
Right, and we want to make sure you know what's going on.
Yeah.
We're diving into this book, Pandas for Data Science, Core Concepts and Applications.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it.
All right.
So why is Pandas so essential for data science? I mean, everyone keeps talking about it.
Well, it makes data analysis in Python way easier.
Really?
It's like this super organized toolbox, but just for working with data, like manipulating it, analyzing it.
Mm-hmm.
Got everything you need.
So it's kind of like the go-to if you're using Python for data stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the book mentions financial analysis and time series analysis as examples.
Mm-hmm.
What is time series analysis?
So think of it like this. You're tracking something over time, right? It could be stock prices, could be website traffic, even like weather patterns.
Oh, okay.
Each data point is tied to a specific time.
Got it.
And Pandas has the tools to help you see the trends, maybe some seasonality, and even try to predict what's going to happen in the future.
So not just for Wall Street types then.
No, not at all.
I could see that being useful for tons of things.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But before we get too deep, let's talk installation.
All right.
Sometimes getting these libraries set up can be a real pain.
You'd think so, but Pandas is actually super straightforward.
Okay.
You just use pip. It's the Python package installer. You just type pip install pandas right in your terminal.
Okay.
And then in your code to use it, just import pandas as PDD.
Easy enough.
Yeah, that PD is like the standard nickname everyone uses.
So much less intimidating than I expected.
You're right.
Okay, so now that we've got Pandas ready to go, the book keeps mentioning these series and data frames. What are those?
Think of a series like a single column of data, but it's got labels too. It's like a list, but way more powerful. And then a data frame that's like a whole table, rows and columns, kind of like a spreadsheet, but it's made for heavy-duty data analysis.
So like the spreadsheets on steroids?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And what about messy data? Missing entries, things not quite lining up.
Yeah.
How does Pandas deal with that?
Oh, it's a pro at cleaning up that mess.
Really?
You've got functions like drop nona that just gets rid of any rows or columns with missing stuff. And Filmina lets you replace those missing values with something else, like a 0 or maybe the average.
That's super handy. But isn't deleting data sometimes a problem?
Oh, for sure. Sometimes getting rid of data can mess with your results, especially if those missing values aren't random. It depends what you're analyzing. You always got to think about the context.
Right, so maybe drop donut isn't always the best move.
Exactly. You got to use your judgment.
Okay, so now we've got our data all cleaned up, and we have this nice data frame. What do we actually do with it to start analyzing?
Well, Pandas gives you tons of ways to like slice and dice your data to get what you need. For example, you can use lock to select data based on the row and column labels.
Okay.
And iLock to select by position, like row 5, column 2, that kind of thing.
So like if I wanted all the data for customer A, I would use lock.
Exactly.
But if I just wanted everything in row 5, I would use iLock.
Yep, you got it.
That's like having a laser pointer for your data. Just pick out what you need.
Exactly.
That's awesome. What if I have information in different files or tables? Can Pandas help me combine all that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Pandas is really good at merging and joining data sets.
Okay.
Think of it like solving a puzzle. You're putting pieces together based on common information. And there are different ways to join the data, like inner join, outer join, left join. They each handle the matching and non-matching data a little differently.
That sounds incredibly powerful, but also a bit complicated.
It can be, yeah. But once you get the basic idea, it becomes a really flexible tool.
Okay.
Like, say you have customer data in one table and order data in another. You could use a join to combine them and then see who your biggest spenders are.
Oh, that's a great example. Okay. I'm starting to see how this all comes together. The book also talks about groupie operations and aggregation. Can you break those down for me?
Sure. So imagine you want to calculate like the average sales for each product category.
Okay.
Group B lets you group your data by category and then apply some calculation like the mean or the sum to each group.
So you can see which products are selling best or which regions have the highest sales?
Exactly. It's really good for summarizing data and seeing patterns.
It sounds like it.
And because Pandas is built for efficiency, it can handle massive data sets and do these calculations super fast.
And speaking of real-world stuff, the book highlights how Pandas is used in finance.
Oh, yeah, it's like a core tool in finance. Remember we talked about time series analysis?
Yeah.
Pandas is perfect for analyzing stock prices, calculating returns, managing portfolios. You can even track and forecast market trends. There are specific functions like rolling to calculate moving averages and resample to change the frequency of your data, like from daily to weekly.
Wow, this is all super impressive. But I gotta admit, it seems like a lot to learn.
It can seem that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But start with the basic series, DataFrames, cleaning data, and selecting data. Once you have those down, focus on Group B and aggregation, they're super useful. And if you're working with time series data, then yeah, dive deeper into those special functions.
Great advice. So the book has this section called 15 Pandas Questions.
Yeah.
And one really caught my eye. It asks how you transform a data frame column into a NumPy array. I always wondered about that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. NumPy arrays are like the foundation of numerical computing in Python. They're so efficient for math stuff.
Okay.
And Pandas makes it easy to convert a data frame column to a NumPy array. You just use the toNumPy function.
So if I wanted to do some complex calculations on a specific column, I could just convert it to a NumPy array and then use all of NumPy's functions. That's pretty slick. Okay, well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Pandas is clearly a seriously powerful tool, even more than I realized. It's amazing how it can clean, organize, analyze, and even predict using data.
And like we said, we just scratched the surface.
There's so much more out there.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a thought for you. What kind of data do you run into in your work or even your personal life? Could you use Pandas to learn something new, maybe analyze customer data, track your spending, or even see trends in your favorite hobby? The possibilities are huge.
They really are.
Until next time.